Kia ora, Donna. Nice to see you this morning.
Kia
Um,
ora.
love to have a chat with you about, some work that you've been doing, a family that you've been working with, and the new things that have been unfolding for you. I'd love to hear about it.
So I actually, again, I asked you to chat to me because I think sometimes when I'm just at the start of something, I have this excitement about me. And this week I've had this real excitement because this work that I do, it literally feels like magic. And I know it's not magic. I know there's a whole lot of science behind it, but it feels like magic when it happens. And this particular week, I'm watching the child bring in what they need to the relationship to connect. And I had the privilege of being able to narrate it so that everyone could hear using what I've learned from Donna Berry from Interplay. So I don't know, Kelsey, do you want me just to dive into it or how do you want to do this?
Yeah, no, dive into it because I can feel and see your energy and enthusiasm. So, yeah, run away.
Okay, so for me, what I want to say, so I was the angry mum. And I know how much disconnection that creates in your relationship with your children. And I know how you want to keep the door of your home tightly closed so that no one sees what's inside. And so the mums that work with me are so incredibly brave because, first of all, they open up the door just a little bit to test whether what they say I'm gonna maybe judge them, shame them, or whether I'm gonna bolt. And I don't do any of that. But that first opening up the door is huge because I was talking to my husband during the week and I was like, I didn't open up the door. Like, we as a family kept the door firmly shut, and what happened behind the door stayed behind the door, and we managed to come through that. So, how courageous it is for a parent, a family to open up the door and let someone see the raw reality of what happens with intergenerational trauma. So I really want that to be the very first thing that people hear because it is such a courageous step to even let someone like me into your life because I work at such a deep level and I work with multiple modalities all at the same time. And so this, I suppose I want to do a back step first of all of where I can meet people, and I can meet parents and their children in such a state of disconnection that the only way that they can connect is through yelling and screaming and conflict and way worse. You know, there's way worse behind those closed doors. But those closed doors are so scary. If someone actually saw what was going on behind closed doors, you would never want anyone to see that because that, how can you be a good enough mum with all that going on? And what I really want these parents to hear is if they can be brave, I want them to hear the message that this is intergenerational trauma. This is what's happened to you, and it really comes out full blown when the relationship and the environment becomes stressed. So all this stuff in the past comes out when we're sleep deprived, when we're maybe have got we've literally we're going to work and suddenly we have to take children to early childhood. We've actually got schedules or we've got to get them to school. And our nervous system is not coping with this at all. And so, what happens behind closed doors, we don't want anyone to ever see because we want that persona of how we turn up at the
Mhm.
school. We want that persona of how we meet the other mums because, oh my goodness, no one ever wants to see that other side. But what happens is if we don't open the door a crack, is that it starts, the relationship meets and it continues to meet in love. The love is, in an oxymoron way, is in the connection of these periods of the shouting, the disconnection, the disruption, the conflict. That's where we're meeting. That's where we find the relationship. And so we have to change those patterns. We have to change those patterns, because if we don't change those patterns, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you're hearing this, you'll know. You'll know that you sort of saw this in the toddler years, because your children know, and we call it pressing the buttons, but your children know just where they're going to get those reactions, but it's also where they're going to get those connections, because children don't care whether they get it in the beautiful calm moments or they get it in the conflict moments. And if
Mm.
they're not getting it because we're so rushed, they're going to push for that connection in those disconnected moments. And so we have to change that pattern. And that takes real bravery, incredible bravery. And so without letting any confidentiality drop, and I will show this to this parent before this gets aired, so that they can give me the consent that I'm not letting anything out. When I first met this family, they were meeting in disconnection. And I started off with what I've learned from Donna and Interplay. And I was like, actually, I can't do this. I can't do this in the home environment. So you've seen me. I have my phone swords. I have stuff, because if I can see we're working with power and control, which is really safety, then I bring the play material that will actually create this in my 40-minute sessions. But I saw that I couldn't do this with this particular scenario. I couldn't do it, and I was scared. And I think this is something we need to own as professionals. I was scared. Now, I didn't know I was scared at the time, because this came out in supervision a couple of weeks ago, but I was scared. And so I started controlling. And the way that I controlled it to regain my own safety is I took it to the park. I took it to the park because, one, we're out in nature, it's really regulating, and two, this was a familiar place for the family, so we could relax into it. And even though we were relaxing into it, the patterns were still there, but they were patterns that I could work with. So if you think about it like a ceiling, I could work with these patterns in this environment. And so this is where I sort of detoured away from what I'd learned from Donna, because what I'm doing now is I'm looking at all the stuff that I've learned from Penny and from what I've learned from Pickler, and so I'm sort of going more into the parenting world. So our red rules, our pink rules, the language that we're using, all of this stuff. So it's sort of merging with what I've learned with Donna, but it's also then with what I've learned from the other greats that I've worked with. And so slowly, 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 we're able. So again, when I first started going to the park, we literally had this phrase, because the mum was like, "Can you let me know?" Because she didn't actually know when she was dysregulated or when her children were dysregulated. So we had a laugh about this, because we're like, okay, what are we gonna use as a code name, so that when I got to the park I could go, oh, there's 3 bananas today, and we just literally laughed, because 3 bananas means, oh my good, the whole lot of you are are really dysregulated today. But mum then knew that she was like, because it coached mum into, I'm dysregulated, but it also coached mum that the children were dysregulated too, because she couldn't see that. She just saw that the children were just getting on her nerves.
Mm.
And then I had other code words. So it was like I had a code word for little banana, a middle banana, or a big banana. So because it's more, we can so again to give mum what I was actually seeing. So who was I seeing today? Actually, so some days it was little banana, and it was usually biological stress with little banana. But with middle banana, it was more emotional. stress. So again, I'm using the Stuart Shanker stuff. So can you see how I'm
mm,
blending in? I'm not just doing one modality, I'm blending in other
mm,
stuff. So I'm going, okay, I can see here we've got some emotional stress going on today. And so we were able through, and so again, I would hold the space when we were at the park, but after the park I would never tell mum what I'd seen. I would just send her some voice notes of what, some questions to get her seeing for herself, because it was really important that she took ownership of this and she saw for herself. And what I loved about this mum, what I loved more than anything, was that this mum, when she didn't know, she's like, actually, Donna, I know you've asked me this question and you've asked me this for a reason, but I haven't got a clue why you're asking me this question. And it's driving me nuts. Can you just tell me the answer? And so when she asked that, I told her the answer of what I was seeing on those days, because I think it's a balance between both. It's a balance between letting mum see, and then there's sometimes where it's just so far out of the vision that they can't see it. And so we did this. And so this is where, and we've been working probably for about 3 months, twice a week with this. And then this week is what I really want to share, because this is the magic of this work, because I literally I cannot even comprehend how this happened, but I know from talking to Donna that this happens. I know, I trust the adults and the children I work with, that they will, once they feel safe enough, they will create the opportunities to do this. So this week Mum arrived and she was dorsal vagal. So what dorsal vagal means is that she was in a shutdown state. So it was more, absolutely, I'm not going to make mum perform. Mum just wanted her hot drink and she just wanted to sit at the park. And so this is the realness of it, because actually mum's at home, they're going to be in sympathetic, which is an activated state, or they're going to be in shutdown. And so I work with what we come with. I do not want parents to pretend and perform for me. We work with what's in front of us. And so, honestly, mum and her older child literally will meet in a crescendo of activation. That's where they meet. That's the pattern. And so on this day, I'm with mum and I can see that we're going there today. And I'm like, okay, all right. And I'm trusting everyone because I'm going to go with what's happening. And so I can see the oldest child, and she's flinging herself across the park to get herself all dirty, because that's going to be a trigger point for mum. And I'm watching over at mum, and mum's literally letting this go. And you can see the quizzical look from, this is not how it works. The child knows this is not how it works. But mum's got me, and I'm there, and I'm regulating mum, and I've got you, mum, I've got you. And so then she's like, then she, so again, some of the stuff, so we've had a lot of physical testing, and we've nailed that, we've absolutely nailed that. So actually what we haven't nailed is the verbal testing. So we start some verbal testing and mum aces it. She's there, she's looking over at me, and I'm like, you've got this, mum, you've got this. And she's acing it. So then the child's trying something new, because mum, this child wants this connection. And so she's coming behind mum, and she literally gives mum a big poke. Now this one gets mum a little bit, because we've upped the ante. And so, mum's literally going to me, she poked me. And I'm like, yeah, she did, didn't she? She's up in the ante today. She really wants something. And then the younger child went down the slide, and it's wet, and she got and so mum's not quite so focused on the younger child. And so um she literally makes a comment about the younger child getting her clothes wet. And you can see the old one going, got it, this is the one. Before we even know it, she's up the slide and she's down the slide, and mum's got it. Mum's got it. She's not actually getting into this normal combat. And so the child's on the slide, and so I literally go to the child, and I'm literally like, I can see you really, really need something. You really, really need something. What is it? What do you need today? Because she hasn't been able to express her real needs of that connection to her mum. And she says this as if she's never going to get it. And she says to me, Donna, I just want a cuddle from daddy and a kiss from mummy. And I'm like, oh, darling. I'm like, mummy's having a real quiet day today. Mummy's having a real quiet day. And I said, I think if you go over there quietly, not big, if you go over there quietly, and I'm saying all this so mum can hear. So literally what I'm doing is I'm giving mum the cues of actually what's happening. And so and so the child goes over to mum, and the mum just brings her up and cuddles her and literally go, and they just start this beautiful kissing, and then they're literally in this beautiful embrace together. And it's like this sacred moment. And of course, the younger child is looking at this because normally it's mum and the younger child that sort of get this. And the older child really struggles to see this different relationship that mum and her younger child, that her younger sibling have. And so today I'm literally with the younger one because I really don't want to break this up for mum and the older child. And I'm literally going to the younger child going, Mummy still loves you, even though she's with your older sibling. Mummy still loves you. She still loves you, and I'm going to be here with you, but they need this special time today. And again, I can't let you break this up today because mummy and your sibling need this. They really, really need this. And so this was right at the end of our session at the park. And then out of nowhere, my next session, Mum rings me up and says, Can we change place? Can we go to the skate park? And I'm like, okay, I have no idea how this is going, but okay, we can go to the skate park. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen here. Never thinking the magic that was going to happen at this skate park. And again, I wonder whether I question, did mum know this or did the child know this? I don't get this because the next thing was I'm at the skate park. I get out there earlier with the older child and it's all fine. And mum's helping the younger child get out with her bike. And then mum gets to the skate park. She's with me, and the older child falls off her scooter, and she's hurt. And she literally, you can see her, and she's coming running to mum. It's like she's created this scenario for it to happen. And so she's back. She's back at the start of this session, exactly where she left off the last session. She's in mum's arms. And so I'm narrating this so that both of them can hear it. Because I don't think either of them have ever heard this. And I'm literally going, Mummy's arms are the safest place in the whole wide world. And when you're hurt, this is the place that you want to run back to. And look at Mummy. Mummy's got you. And I can see, I'm watching the face of this, and you can feel I've got shivers going. I'm watching the face of this little girl, and she's nodding, and she's nuzzling into Mummy. And Mummy's kissing her, and Mummy's cuddling her, and you can feel it's just this is where both of them want to be. And they've had so but they're here now and they know they can do it. And so I'm watching them. So I'm watching mum's hands, and her hands are so soft. So I'm talking into that because I'm literally going, and mum's hands are so soft because she loves you so much. She loves you so much. And she's got you. And yes, you're scared and you're hurt, but mummy's got you. And look at those hands. And I can see the daughter, she's nuzzling more and she's nodding away. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is just so incredible. And then I start to see mum start rocking. Mum starts to rock. And so I literally talk into that and I'm like, oh, and look now, mum. Mum is soothing you just like she did when you were a baby. Can you remember just how mummy was the safest place in the world? She was the safest place in the world and she was rocking you because that was the safest place for you when you first came here. And so they had this incredible moment together. And then this is literally where it just gets better. Because so she goes back and we're back having fun. So we're back having fun. And her younger sister just keeps having little accidents and so keeps running back to mum. And this is a different relationship that because children in a family have different relationships to their parents. They have a different parent. Whether we like it or not, they have a different parent. And so she was running back. And now not what normally happens is the older child tries to literally jump on top, tries to do stuff. Today she's not. Today she's still scootering. So I'm going to talk into this. And so I literally talk in so everyone can hear. Today you feel so secure in mummy's love that you don't have to test mummy's love today. You can carry on scootering because you know that that your love with mummy is safe and you don't have to test this love with mummy. And so you can allow your sister to have this time. And I'm literally going, oh my goodness, you know, just one moment where she can come back to mum and we can create this moment that's narrated to them so they can hear what their hearts feel. Their hearts feel this. Just no one's ever said it out loud. This is the relationship that they want. They don't want this conflict relationship. And also, she doesn't want to break up the times with when mummy's giving love to her sister. But she never felt secure enough until this moment that mummy could hold the love of both of them. And anyone that knows me knows that I love rainbows. You know, I love rainbows. And as we were finishing the session, and as we were going back to the cars, and I've never told this child that I love rainbows, but she literally was insistent to tell her mum, get Donna to look up at the sky. And I looked up at the sky, and there's this stunning, stunning double rainbow. And for me, when I see a rainbow, I see truth. And it just felt like I had a wink from the universe that this work that I do, this bravery of this mum who has opened up the door, this courageousness of this child who spoke into her need that she just wanted kisses from mummy. This work is so important. If you can be brave enough to allow someone to see behind the closed door. And it has to be the right person because there is so much shame and guilt because we are working with big stuff here. We are working with the nervous system, we are working with attachment, we are working with intergenerational trauma. And all of that can create incredible shame. But with the right facilitator, the magic can happen. So I'm going to end it there, Kelsey, in case you want to ask me some questions.
Yeah, thank you, Donna. That's just beautiful. I just love it. The recognizing that those behaviors, the child is just looking for connection. We all want connection, and yeah, for the child, it doesn't matter how they get it. And the acknowledging that a child will do whatever it takes to get that, and um, and your skill at being able to see and draw from all your vast knowledge and learning and experiences and things to intertwine all that and see and to um, verbally express what is happening underneath. I mean, when we were sort of discussing this yesterday, and that I was just blown away by what you could see that I would have missed. And I think that's the beauty of your gift and what you've got is you can see a lot deeper than a lot of us, and you make those connections and seeing that, and just you're talking through the rocking and the mummy loves you and the beautiful hands and all of that helped that relationship and helped that child feel absolutely loved and emotionally connected and safe. so that they could then go off and play and then allow mum to have that relationship with someone else, that need to hold on and to pull it and grab it and demand it, and that just went away by the your observation skills, your ability to reflect back to them in real time what's happening, your ability to stay in those hard moments when most of us would walk away, and allowing people to show their real deep, dark, closed door um, moments of who they are, and trusting you with that is a real privilege and an honor, and for both parties that are coming together with you. Um, so yeah, I just really acknowledge the work that you're doing and the beauty of what it is you're doing, and I just love it, and I just loved hearing those stories, and I love your excitement about it, and seeing how this really works when we can speak into what's underneath the unseen as you talk about it, and how acknowledging that the child's behavior is saying, hey, there's something here I need, and for you to actually go and say, what is it you need today? And that beautiful, oh, I just want a hug from daddy and a kiss from mum. I mean, oh my gosh, it's all they want. They're not demanding for, it's pure and simple and innocent, and it's that baseline need and care in a relationship. And you
And
allow.
they are not trying to, they don't want this conflict just as much as we don't want this conflict.
No.
But we get stuck in these patterns. We get
Yeah.
stuck, and that's that whole thing. If it's just really easy. So again, when we do the when we can come and have these classes either as its infancy or in toddler, real classes that are about real life.
Mm.
And again, I know that you do these classes, Kelsey. I used to, but I love this work even more. I love this work. But it gets harder. It gets harder the longer we leave it. And it doesn't go away because it's attachment
Mm.
patterns. And that's the real hard thing because it's actually within the adult.
Mm.
And it shows up. And if you're stressed, it shows up at those times. And we so often, because the child's behavior is so diabolical, we go, it's them.
Mm.
And we don't look that it's the relationship. And it's more, I really want to normalize that it's actually okay to look at both of you because
Mm.
this is actually where we're going to get the real. You can go off and you can do play therapy or you can go off and do parenting stuff, but until you actually fix the relationship, this stuff is going to keep coming up.
Mm. I think too, it might have been when we were talking before we started videoing, maybe, were you saying that, and it's highlighted in the story that you've just told of, we all have, each parent-child relationship is different, even within the same family, that, you can see that very clearly in what you've been describing with the little banana and the middle banana, which I absolutely love, love that. Um, their relationships with mum are different, and because they're bringing different things, they're at different ages, and so they are quite unique. And so, yeah, just acknowledging that, yeah, you're not all bad or you're not all good. We're just all relating in different ways to whatever's coming together in that relationship. Um,
And oops, the stress was being, oh, I'm just going to mute you. The stress was being expressed in the two children in different ways. So again, and this is that whole thing, it's more, we were seeing similar behaviors from both children, but as I started to just get to know them, and this is that whole thing, that familiarity of getting to know them, I got to start to notice the younger child's tired signs. I got to start to notice the younger child's hunger signs. And I worked with mum to alleviate this. And so we actually saw that was where we were working with the stress with the younger child. But the older child was actually different. The older child was this, and I think it's a lot of the time when we're new parents, it's more this relationship, and it's often the older child that maybe we get these disconnections with, because we were learning to be parents ourselves at this point. And so it's actually a little bit easier with the younger child because we know the route. These younger children tend to push us a little bit more because they're actually feeling more comfortable. But the older child maybe lost some of these connection times earlier on, and so where the behavior is coming from is actually from these lost times. And unfortunately what we've ended up in is these patterns where the child is still, they know that they can get this connection, but they get it with their diabolical behavior. And actually what we don't see is that they want it in this really lovely snuggly time. This child didn't know how to ask because their behavior was big. They didn't know how to come in. They didn't know how to say, I need a cuddle, without it activating the adult. So I'm gonna unmute you because I think, yeah, we always have dinosaurs when both of us have our unmuted. But yeah, it's also recognizing the work of Stuart Sachanka, that stress looks different in different nervous systems. So I'm just, there we go.
Yeah, I think that acknowledging that everybody's nervous systems are different, and even within families, and yet, I think all children are the same because they're in the same family, same environment, same parents, and it's not. It's very individual and things. And um, I think it's just beautiful, beautiful work that you're doing. And really exciting to hear these changes and where it's heading next and how it all unfolds for you. So, yeah, is there anything else that you want to say before we finish, or no?
No, I just wanted to finish with, if you can be courageous, if you can be courageous and you can find the people that are not going to bolt or are not going to shame or guilt you, then this is where the magic happens. And it doesn't happen instantaneously. Like I say, I've been working with this family for 3 months before we got the breakthrough moment. And once we got the breakthrough moment was actually when the child spoke their needs. That was the breakthrough moment. And then what we're just doing is we're recreating that moment because they both want to come back there. And whether it was intentional by mum of changing the place, I don't know. But I think this is the magic of it, that they know now they can do it. They know they can do it. And this is now them just finding those moments again and again and again in the relationship, in the connection, rather than the deconnection. So I'm just asking Kelsey just to, there we go.
Thank you, Donna. That was beautiful. And I look forward to further conversations with you about what you're doing.
Thank you. And I'm looking forward to it too. And I'm also looking forward to really getting this off the ground in New Zealand, because I'm only one person. I heard Donna Reggio's message 2 years ago, and now I want to spread that message because now I understand it within myself. Now I can lead the way for other people to do this.